What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for the Real House. Nope, this is not no Real Housewives or nothing. Love and Marriage Huntsville. My bad. Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 4, episode 12. So we start off where we left off last week. We are still down to Miss Wanda's cookout, where she is giving the people her loaded baked potatoes, and Kiki walks in and sits down, and she, starts a conversation with Tisha, talking about some, girl, I called you last week, and Tisha passive aggressive self talking about something, you did? I must have missed your call. Well, I don't know why you called me, because I'm not speaking to you anyway. Kiki, why you not speaking to me? Girl, because you know what you did. Listen, let me tell you something. One of the most irritating things in the world is for somebody to look you in your face and play stupid. Kiki, you know why she mad at you. Don't come in here acting like we cool. Don't come in here acting like we friends, because you know you mad at me and I'm mad at you. And the last conversation we had with each other, it was not a pretty one. So don't play this game with me. Now, what that says to me, though, is that's their relationship. That is the cycle of their relationship. They friends, they cool, they get mad, they get over it. They friends, they cool, they get mad, they get over it. And so Kiki thought she had waited the appropriate amount of time to reach out to Tisha for Tisha to be over it. But Tisha was not over it. Tisha was still mad. Now, it's Bernard over on the sideline. He mumbling under his breath. My soda told Bernard to shut the F up. I guess he said, I'm done with you. Like, I've entertained you enough, and I don't have no more for that. But they get to arguing, and Kiki is still stuck on this whole thing where Letitia told her business, and Letitia was like, okay, so I guess she was on that get back. Like, I told your business, so now you telling my business. No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. That's exactly what it is, Kiki. Because if every time I say to you, why would you discuss my marriage with somebody you know ain't rocking with me right now? And if every time I bring that up, your response is, well, you told my business, and so then you still stuck on it. And my thing is this, I cannot stand that. Don't say we cool. Let's not talk something out. We cleared the air. We threw it out the back window, and you keep going back outside, bringing it back in the house. We said we was done with it. So if you want to say, listen, me and Mel have been friends this whole time, and out of respect for you, I didn't really rock with Mel, fine. If you want to say you were invited to events before, and out of respect for you and what you had going on with Mel, I didn't show up, great. But don't bring up the fact that, oh, well, you told my business, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't know what the business was, but whatever it is, you still mad about it. And I'm going to say this. Marceau and Letitia, I'm still give y'all respect, because even after all of that, y'all still ain't said what it is, because I want to know at this point. I don't think it was about them bed bugs, y'all. I don't think that's what it was, because Marceau said something about people, they saw you. So whatever it is, it was something. And then he said all of Huntsville knew. Well, my thing is, then if all of Huntsville knew, why did you have to tell the Scots? The Holtz. If everybody already knew, why you had to tell them? Anyway, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Kiki was like, don't push me, because I'm going to put it all out there. And Marceau was like, okay, you don't want me to put it out there because I'll put it out there. So now both of them are threatening to air everybody out. And that's when Letitia and Kiki's husband jumped in. And Kiki's husband jumped in because Marceau really started getting, like, I've never seen Marceau like that. Like, Marceau was mad. Like, Marceau was cussing, and he got up out his seat, and he told Kiki's husband, and look, listen, y'all got to read between the code. They was all talking in code, but basically what Marceau was saying was, I done a lot for y'all. I done looked out for y'all. I probably done gave y'all some money, maybe gave you a job or two in the past. Don't do this. Don't make me do this. Don't push me in the corner. Don't make me spray it, because I will spray it all. And Letitia was like, and Kiki was like, well, if you're going to tell it, because if you're going to tell it, I'm going to tell it, and we can all tell it. And neither one of them really wanted to tell it, but I felt like they was both at that point so mad. And at the end of the day, nobody told it. And I was mad because I wanted to know. I'm just going to be honest with you. I just wanted to know. But nobody told it, but I have never seen Marceau like that. Usually when people get that angry, either A, he really felt that betrayed by Kiki and her husband, or 2, what they were saying was hitting a nerve. Now, I'm just going to say, I don't know which one it was. I ain't about to sit here and speculate. But either A, Kiki was hitting a nerve and what she was saying rang true, or 2, he was mad because he really felt like he did a lot for these people, and he really felt like they coming for him and coming for his marriage and coming for his wife, right? I don't know which one it is, but it's one of the two. Okay. Now Kiki is still playing word games, talking about something. I never said that Marcel was in that you told me that Marcel cheated on you. But she playing word games because she's saying she's still lying, because you did say that Letitia knows about the rumors and that y'all had talked about Marcel's the rumors about Marcel's infidelity or whatever. You acknowledged that the rumors existed. You acknowledged that Letitia knew the rumors existed, and you acknowledged that you and Tisha had a conversation about Marcel, whether he cheated or not. Y'all had a conversation about it. But you trying to make it seem like you had this generic conversation with Letitia generically about people cheating, and that ain't what it was. But I'm done with it. So moving on. And what I thought was funny, that the person that came in and tried to calm it down was Miss Wanda, talking about we ain't gonna have all of this, all this rah-rah at my event and da-da-da-da-da. I know the fuck you not talking, Miss Wanda. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have cussed at that woman like that. I know you not talking, Miss Wanda, because at the end of the day, you have blown up. You know how many events Miss Wanda asked them blown up? And you had a nerve to come in here talking about what we not gonna do. No, Miss Wanda, what we not gonna do is pretend like you ain't blown up 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 different events in the history of this show. Ma'am, stop. Anyway, so moving on. So then we have Kimmy went to go check on Destiny. She said, I have not talked to her since the Galentine event. Since the housewoman that went for Jalen. And I just need to check on my girl. I want to see how she doing. Now, I'm going to say this. In this scenario, I feel like Destiny took responsibility. Destiny said, listen, I really need to know from your perspective. You were at the Galentine event. You were on the outside looking in. I really need to know what went wrong. Because clearly something happened. Now, I see it from my perspective. Stormy clearly sees it from her perspective. But you're in the middle. Please tell me, because I'm willing to take responsibility for my part in this. But where did it fall apart? Where did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? And Kimmy said that she did talk to Stormy about, she said, listen, you can be offended by the word sweetie, but the way you convey that, if you're trying to make peace, that's the issue. And Destiny's thing was, listen, I have talked to Stormy many times, and I say sweetie all the time. But here's the thing. Words hit different when the mood changes. I could say sweetie to somebody all day long when we cool and we not mad at each other and everything is everything. But if we're having a heated conversation and I say sweetie, the connotation changes because the context is different. So if I'm like, sweetie, can you hand me that box, please? Or girl, sweetie, girl, that hit different than when me and you arguing or we trying to resolve an issue and I'm like, sweetie, look, it's gonna hit different, Destiny, and you know that. So yes, you may have used sweetie before, but in that context, it's gonna hit different. Now, I still feel like Stormy could have conveyed that differently if you're trying to make peace. Now, if you ain't trying to make peace, then say what you gotta say and say how you want to say it, and it is what it is. Now, the other thing they talked about was the Melody thing. And again, I'm with Destiny on that. Destiny, from her perspective, well, I'm not saying I'm with Destiny on that. In the way Destiny conveyed the situation. In her mind, her and Melody talked. Her and Melody cleared the air. They said what needed to be said. They cried, they cussed, and they moved on. And the next thing she know, she's not invited to the New Year's event. And what was said was basically, I invited the people here who I want to bring in the New Year with. And it hit different. It hurt because she thought her and Melody had moved past it. And her thing is, at this point, it's not my issue, it's Melody's issue. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say or what to do because it's not my issue at this point. And from her perspective, because again, it's three sides to every story. From her perspective, she doesn't have anything to give. She feels like she has done all she can do. Melody is the one with the issue, and if Melody wants to work things out, I feel like she's open if she feels like Melody is open, but she's not going to extend herself anymore. And Kimmy is like, well, what is it that we can do? Do you think we could try to fix this? Do you think we could try to come together? And Destiny is like, but it's not a me. Like, I've tried. I thought we were good. I thought I had extended the olive branch, right? Anyway, so then we had Tiffany and Tiffany husband, child. Look, I'm sick of them. Tiffany went to visit him at work. He want to put her to work folding t-shirts. She said, well, I came to visit you because you said I don't spend enough time with you. But then you want to fuss at him because the first thing out your mouth was, well, I just want to know, when I came home, why didn't you ask me about my trip to go see my father? Now, Lewis, that's his name. Lewis, in my opinion, was being a little passive aggressive. Because at first he said, well, I thought you would tell me when you were ready to talk about it. I figured maybe the trip was a little heavy, and you would talk to me when you were ready to talk. But then later on in the episode, you said, well, you fell asleep. If you had stayed up for 5 minutes, maybe I could have asked you. So which one is it, Lewis? Is it you didn't ask her because you thought she needed time to process and she would talk to you when she was ready to talk? Or did you not ask her because her ass fell asleep? And he said that he felt like he can't win. He felt like no matter what he does, it's the wrong answer. I'm going to be honest with you, Lewis. I don't know what the right answer is either. Because I understand giving her some space. I understand feeling like you got to give her some space. You got to let her process. But then the flip side is she's on this journey to find her daddy. Like, why you don't care? But honestly, in my opinion, if you ask me, I really think that this boils down to he was in his feelings because she took Melody instead of taking him. And let me say this. Some of y'all put in my comments last week that I must have heard differently. That the man didn't say, the man said that he was born in 1969, not that he graduated in 1969. So, yes, my apologies. I guess that will put him in the right age range. Okay, my bad. That's why I love y'all, because y'all be telling me when I be, y'all be like, I misunderstood. So then we see Martell meeting with his manager about this trip to Atlanta for the tasting. The wine is named after his grandma. He want everything to go well. He done rented a mansion. He got the guys coming. They keeping the guest list short. It's only going to be about 40 people. Yada, yada, yada. All right, great. Boom, bye, whatever. So then we see Kimmy meeting up with Melody. And Kimmy is on a mission to try to get Melody and Destiny to be cool again. So she brings it up to Melody. And she said, and she put up a good point. And I said it when it happened. At the Galentine event, when Destiny and Stormy had their little situation and they pulled Destiny in the back, Melody went back there to check on her, And Kimmy's thing is, listen, you went back there and you checked on her. So is there hope? Like, is there a chance that this relationship can be salvaged, this friendship can be salvaged? Because you went and you checked on her. And that really spoke to me. And Melody brought up a good point. Melody said, listen, I think that speaks to my character. I don't wish no ill will. Like, I don't wish bad on her. I want to see her win. That just don't mean, but me wanting to see her win don't mean that I have to be there to help her do it. But yes, I'm going to check on her. Yes. And she said, listen, we talked. She made a big deal about not being a part of her village, and we very much were a part of each other's village, and we had talked about it. And so at this point, I just feel like Destiny liked doing stuff by herself. She liked going through things alone. After the Galentine event, she called me, we talked, and things were getting heated. And I said to her, listen, let's sleep on it. Let's talk tomorrow. Because honestly, I feel like you're not hearing me. You're not understanding. Emotions are still kind of running high. Let's talk tomorrow. And she said that, Destiny was like, you know what, you're right, that's a good idea. And she was like, I ain't heard from her since. Okay, but have you called her though? See, again, if both people have to be willing to put in the work to make it work. Did you call her though? Maybe she didn't call you, and I'm not making an excuse for either way. But did you call her? So, I don't know. I feel like they're at a stalemate. Melody ain't going to reach out. Destiny ain't going to reach out. And now, in real time, I think their relationship is at a point of no return. But you never know. You never know. But, child, they done put each other's business out there and all kinds of stuff, child. Who knows at this point, child. So, then we had Tisha and Marceau going out for coffee. Looks like they're at a little local coffee shop, little black-owned situation. They made a comment about this is what we envisioned when we were talking about the comeback group. So I guess it's a business in the neighborhood they were trying to help rebuild or whatever. So they sort of recap what happened at the event. You know, Marcel was like, listen, I really don't appreciate being around your family because they be coming at me and I don't like it. He said that at this point right now, he is not ready to invest in Miss Wanda because that food truck they bought him tells him the fact that, you know, it was so old and it didn't run, but they wanted him to buy the truck anyway, tells him that they just not ready. They don't have a viable plan and they ain't thought it through and they not ready. And I feel like Tisha understood where he was coming from because she kind of was like, okay, all right. So then they talked about the whole situation with Kiki. And his thing was, listen, I was there. I did so much for them. I tried to help them out. And for them to kind of do what they doing to us, I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. I ain't feeling it. The other thing they brought up, and this goes back to the argument, they brought up the fact that Melody is using Kiki. You know, that she purposefully told Kiki what they said to what they told them years ago to create this rift, and that Kiki fell for it, and that Kiki's being used. And Kiki was like, well, I just don't see that. Of course you don't. And only time will tell if it's legit or not. Like, you know, only time will tell. Only time will tell. So then they got to talk. So then Letitia said, listen, my family comes at you hard because they feel like I let you off the hook. They feel like I don't ask the hard questions. Or when I do ask the hard questions, you joke about it. You don't take it seriously. And so they feel like they have to. They feel like they have to sort of step in and be my voice. And she was like, you know, can you do me a favor though? But when I ask you a serious question, can you give me a serious answer? And he was like, you know what? I can do that. He said, but let me ask you a question. Or favor. Can you not come at me with statements that are disrespectful? And she was like, well, what if I said that's disrespectful? He said, when you asked me, did I take Melody wine? I feel like that was questioning my character and that was disrespectful. Now, let me say this. I didn't understand why Letitia made such a big deal about it. Like, were you insinuating that you felt like maybe Melody would try to flirt with Marceau, or you were worried about Marceau flirting with Melody? Because in my opinion, y'all are friends. What's the big deal about taking a woman some damn wine? Now, Marceau's thing was, I don't even know where Melody lives. So the fact that you would even ask me if I took Melody some wine, to me, that's questioning my character, and that's disrespectful to me. But I feel like the way he articulated that, which I normally think that Marceau does a good job of his analogies and stuff, but I feel like the way he articulated that, in my opinion, was wrong. It wasn't so much disrespectful. I felt like the disrespect was, what's the big deal? I'm delivering wine to our friends, to people who are in positions to be influencers. Regardless of whether people like or dislike Melody, Melody is an influencer. If Melody goes on her Instagram live and gets 1,000 people in the chat and starts drinking this black chocolate wine and talks about how good it is and tells people where they can find it, promise you, half of that 1,000 people that's in the chat is going to go to the website looking to see if they can get some wine shipped to their house. Melody's an influencer, whether we like it or not. I mean, I say we because I like it. I'm happy for her. But whether you like it or not, I'm not, y'all know, I ain't the biggest Melody fan, but I don't never want to see nobody lose. So, I didn't see where the problem was with him taking her the wine. His argument was, I didn't do it. Why would you even question that I did it? But my thing is, even if he had done it, what's the big deal? We trying to get this business moving and shaking. Anyway, last but not least, Martell is trying to get this this guy's trip. They all riding to Atlanta for the weekend for the tasting, and I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like Martell is trying too hard to turn this into a situation. He talking about, yeah, I got some stuff planned. I'm single. And they keep making these jokes about the linebackers and what happened the last time and all of that stuff that happened, you know, all of that went on with the picture and what happened at the reunion and what Ariane saying. Like, all of that, they playing up on all of that. They joking about all of that. But Martell really does have, like, a single guys weekend plan. Like, he invited a bunch of women to the mansion. He got them going to the script club. Like, I feel like that Martell, you know, misery loves company, and I feel like Martell is going out of his way to create a situation to cause problems with some of these guys when they get home. Yeah. Anyway, that's what had happened. We're going to pick up next week with this Atlanta trip, honey. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.